one of the best at this point. It used to be like a bit of a dark horse every now and then, but Chris J, the way he stepped up in recent months, like I would say they're definitely up there with the best double orb duos in the entire game. So that's really cool to watch as we get into round number 1 here. G2 need a decent start. They get the 2 smokes, the 4 flashbangs, looking like an A execute will be coming in. We'll have a look as to whether they position themselves on that side of the map. They do indeed. There'll be 5 players here. They'll be smoking traditionally towards the steps and the jungle area, coming out of the palace as well. So this is the triple threat attack. A bit of a twist to the 2 smokes coming in. Ropsto, remember, he's been playing exceptionally well, and Oscar will try and do what he can with the unsilenced USP, but the damage inflicted, but Rops gets absolutely nothing. Oh my goodness, it's actually Chris J that picks up the first kill on the CT side. Bomb planted now. MBK tries to push towards the steps, and Oscar, oh my god, gets him through the smoke once again. This guy always seems to perform well, but it's going to be Body that continues the pain here. Pushing towards the connector, MBK won't be able to find the kill, but Body certainly does. Looking like a successful round now for the French team. And Sunny will be setting up the bomb. They have got a kid. This could actually work out. Man, no.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sticko's done it. They lost it. Kenny goes in for the knife. Can't get that. And Sticko gets 2 kills after the fact as well. This is just brutal. Mousesports, what are... Like, they don't even have to try. G2 is just giving them blunder after blunder.
I'm so impressed with Sticko's composure there as well. That's the call to make. I'm going to smoke the bomb, go with that full defuse. And G2, they had everything there, but the problem is they got Glocks, right, up against armored players of USPs. Drop the smoke on the bomb, defuse, and unless you're running for that knife straight away, you're not making it in time. They try to find the shots, they can't find their headshots at all, and they're going to force by here, maybe out of frustration. I don't think this is required at all from G2. We'll see if it works out for them. 1 AK-47. Galil on Shoxy. Armor, of course. Kenny S and Body dropping the weaponry, it seems. Traditionally, you go for the AKs in the 3rd. Mousesports, though, tilting G2 potentially here. This looks like a good shot for Kenny S, though, with a decent flashbang. Great HE as well. Does it cost him his life? No, not quite, but it's not going to be that deep. Sunny and Chris J go to town. Body will be dropped at the very same time. This force buy has done absolutely nothing for G2 here. Like I said, it wasn't really required. It's very early on in the game. It does work out for some teams, but there was no tactic deployed there. Just some mid-control they're going for. MBK probably gets 1 kill here, but he gives up his position. He's in a 5 versus 1. I'd imagine he gets 1 or 2, but that'll be about it. Sticko almost certainly dead at this point. Perfect crosshair placement for MBK, but doesn't quite find the killing blow. Sticko does take him down. 2 good back-to-back rounds from Mousesports.
Not bad at all. So 2-0 starting CT side, and starting CT side on a map where they can build economy to get the AWPs rolling. Chris and, of course, Oscar. Money. We'll have to sit tight for G2, even with the bomb plant. They went aggressively last round, so no early buy onto the AKs in round number 3. They'll sit back. We do get a Deagle out at least for shocks. P250 for bodies, so very minor upgrades. Upgrades nonetheless, I suppose.
Slingshot approach. Fling 4 players out of the apartments here. Try and get the bomb down. That will be denied for now. Robs needs to. You can see the bomb plant going down there. He's let it go down. Oh dear.
Peculiar.
He was staring at the plants.
Either way, they're going to win the round with 5 players up, but they do give a little bit more injection. You're right, the extra $800 to
He must
G2.
have thought that was a corpse or something. Staring right at it. 3-0 comes in regardless. Not too shocking now for G2 considering they got the bomb down. They didn't. They'd actually been quite a lot of trouble here, but either way, Robs allows them back into the game somewhat there by allowing the plant to come in. Round number 4, Krieg for MBK once again. I don't think a real solid case we made for that weapon so far.
No, yeah, absolutely not.
We joke about it a lot, but in all seriousness, I really wouldn't put much weight in that at all. Not many people think, wow, that's amazing. I want to start using that.
It's just it's a different style of aim. It's a different mechanic.
After you've got an AK ingrained in your brain for what, 10 years?
That's exactly what I was going to say. You have such a great muscle memory and knowledge of the AK's abilities. Gap in the smoke costs Rops. That has a very minor gap, and Kenny is always going to find that if you let him. He certainly does. He gets the opening pick, and G2 finally something to get started and to be proud of, perhaps, as they take a 1-man advantage. It's a minor thing to be proud of, but it's a good start to the round on the first gun round at that. As Chris is pushed up, just watch for a second because smoke down. If this goes to a flash, he's ready for it. In fact, there it is. He's going to go peeking. Doesn't quite get it.
This is going to make another point. If the Krieg was like $300 cheaper instead of 2 rounds on the
Sure.
more expensive,
Yeah, yeah.
I'd say, cool, that's amazing. Let's really explore that idea now. But I don't think it's justified.
I can't imagine going cheaper, though, when you consider that the terrorist-sided weapons are already more powerful in terms of headshot potential with the AK over the M4 and less expensive. If anything, I could say there would be an argument for the AUG to get headshot potential.
Sure. Well, CT's in a lot of trouble here. Sticker's been a good game so far, but he can't step on this particular round. Looks like the bonus situation will be shut down. We'll say that with bated breath for now, though. Sunny's still alive with Oscar. MBK is on the A-bomb side. You just saw in the picture-in-picture. Bomb will be planted now for B. MBK knows the round is secure. Doesn't have to do too much of this one. It's looking for anyone retreating. Sunny seems to be aware of this prospect.
Well, Apex, found by Oscar, rotating around. Was going to try and get the high ground in the post plant. This gives Oscar a chance, well, less of a chance. I was going to say a chance to get closer to the van as well and spot inside of the site, but with his teammate going down first, nothing he can really do about it. So,
double up setup.
First round G2, but that's exactly it. They didn't overinvest previously. They now go against arguably the hardest setup you have to go against on this map right now.
Yeah, Oscar and Chris J on Mirage CT side. It is scary, let me tell you. Chris J spotted by Kenny there. Or was he? Didn't seem like he reacted. Definitely saw him on his screen. We all saw it. Chris will fall back. Maybe Kenny S is strong enough to challenge these two strong fraggers with the sniper rifle. The smoke missed towards the window there. A little bit frustrating for GT, but not a huge deal. Body waits in the underpass for any B pushes. And now Sunny doesn't know Shoxy's already in the corner. A missed shot there by Oscar. Don't say that too often. He'll fall back, but he does leave his teammate in an interesting spot now. Chris J could find himself surprised. It was definitely a case for him to be shot from Shoxy's position there. He extended a little bit too far. We hit the 1 minute mark. Not clear who's going to win the round just yet.
Apex going to get boosted. Or is he? It looked like Shox was going to, but then smoke off instead. They're going to fade off through the underpass, and with rotations coming in from body and specifically to the apartments, but Kenny also to catwalk. This goes B. MBK now has to just hold at A, try and contain them. In fact, interestingly, Kenny doesn't go to the catwalk and try and take B with them. He's going to try and win out connector, win out against Sunny, because if he does, that gives him access. I'm not really sure what his play was in all of that.
He got away alive. I don't think he had to commit to that at all. And Chris J showing us why he's such a solid secondary orb there. Gets 2 kills, shuts it down, gets the reset, and here's that flank. And, oh my God,
you still have anything to say about the Krieg now? Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Only one of which was scoped in, but the first bullet accuracy certainly shows as NBK gets 3 kills. Is it the first ace ever with the Krieg? Time says no, but fair enough.
Pretty sick.
It was pretty sick, but let's not get up in arms.
And yeah, well, I was about to say useless fact. They're definitely not. It does take a lot of money out of their hands. A great display of skill there. That's really fantastic. From MBK. Keeps G2 in the game. He picks up the AWP as well. They'll probably force around that. The money is not amazing. Or 3,500 on Apex, less than 2K. Actually, going to take pretty much a full EK. But Kenny S Orb, he'll go all in. Maybe that's enough, man. Sometimes it is. Could the Krieg save the game for them? Not directly, but maybe by finding this orb at the end, it could be enough to get them back into it.
Rops to sit at ticket booth, 4-1 for Mousesports. A map up already. Remember, NaVi and Astralis, our last quarterfinal, comes up immediately after this. They'll both currently be at the hotel just across the street, warming up, I'm sure. Great shot from Shox again on a deagle. They won a round on Inferno when he found 2. With 2 bullets, he does the same on Mirage. Now they plant the bomb, and Kenny follows it up by hitting a shot onto Oscar. Perhaps the secret isn't the Krieg, it's the deagle.
How has Shox done that again? 3 times in this series, he's had 2 1-digs to open up a round. That's going to be the one that's going to cost Mousesports number 6 here. And those kills from MBK, like we said, indirectly, he wins them rounds now because their money's in the bin. And he got Kenny S and Orp from the previous round. They've now got a double orb set up on the T side. Body might find a couple more here. Not going to be the case. Chris J will at least get one. They need to save both of these rifles as G2 come back to life here on Mirage. This is looking so good for them, but MBK manages to at least find something positive here. So the weapons there can still probably get 4 rifles altogether and 1 pistol perhaps, or a scout, something like that.
That's so sick. That's so beautiful.
2 different angles, 2 different bullets. And he manages to win the round.
I'm glad it wasn't the same bullet.
Yeah, that would have been weird. Probably have to call the admins in.
Yeah. Hang on. Collaterals are possible. Obviously, not quite like that. Kenny is getting closer toward B. Dodges out a flash, but he'll get smoked off as well, or will he? Kenny getting aggressive. Oh my goodness, he nearly found that on Stiko, who sprays in, knows that Kenny's got a bit of a ways to travel before he can turn to his right, but can't quite do much to him. He does take him down to 41. Kenny's not impressed by that, it seems. Saw the shake of the head. Whether he's not impressed by the damage or the missed shot, I'm not sure.
A bit of both. Chris J timidly waits in the underpass.
That's how you one-up them.
That's not bad, is it? They're expecting the sticker AK to be there. Of course, Oscar's rotated through. Finds the first pick. Kenny has already been tagged. He's now back towards middle. Smoke towards the window there. I'm sure that will be successful. Haven't seen him miss too much these days. We can see from the outline it did make it in. Sticko dead, though. Oof, maybe not. Shoxy. 2 orbs on the T side. Not traditional. Means you have to call a little bit more on the fly. Chris J, tons of information though. He's got the B apartments under control, as you can see in the picture-in-picture. A split will be coming in. Kenny S from the connector itself, trying to watch towards short, but his teammates are dropping around him. Now 2 orbs and a 3 on 5.
Kenny sits in the corner. Sticko's going to check that naturally, and Kenny goes down. So even though the money was low, and you mentioned, oh, no. Shocks. Oh, Shocks. I'm so sorry you've become a meme.
Watch out, Twitch chat. It's about to get absolutely lit in there.
Summit the pit.
Apex can still win this, though. I'm not going to rule them out just yet. It will take a lot of errors from Mousesports. They are waiting and making sure they have trade potential here. The pistol goes in first, and he only gets 1. Nice work by Oscar to pull out the USP. Finish things off there. Shoxy burning himself alive. Tried to get through the smoke and found his own flames. And Oscar is waiting for them to recover all the utility, the AWPs, before he defuses the bomb. That's absolutely fine. He's got a kit. Defuses now. Not a problem.
Before Shocks decided to scorch himself into a blazing inferno and do some sort of biblical dance, pretending he was in hell, I'm not sure. I was going to mention the fact that the economy actually balances out again now because Mousesports, you mentioned it, MBK's kills put them low. That was a chance for G2 to really make a case for this game. They've just thrown that away.
Well, they did win the eco before, so they get the Kriegs out again. You'll need to see us. I'm wondering why we talk about it so much. It's not a traditional weapon. MBK is the only player in the pro scene right now who's actively using it properly. This never happened before on Counter-Strike. It's been experimented with. That's why it's such a big talking point. It's the only player in Counter-Strike's history of 15 years that has ever brought this in big tournaments.
Well, the only player that's brought it out this much. You shouldn't say that. Matt Magisk gave it a go, but he didn't do it this much.
He did it like once.
4 or 5 times, tops, over a much longer period of time.
Yeah, and this is what I mean. It's consistently, he's doing almost every single round.
Yeah,
right?
He is, absolutely. And we see this, we saw this in Pro League. I don't know if we will see it after this tournament. Hopefully he comes to his senses. But part of me wants to think that he's just wants to do something different. Keep it spicy. Unfortunately, winning games is probably a priority over that. Then again, Gretzky said, if you're not having fun, even a 10-foot pass is hard. So change it up a bit. I don't know. Oscar, he's not going to change a thing. He's got the AWP and he's got Apex down. Kenny does respond. You'd expect him to when he has an AWP at least get 1 kill. But that's all he gets. And Apex adds 1 to it. Still, it's all Mousesports otherwise. 6-2 now on the CT side.
Pretty lackluster tactical approach there from G2. Thorin made a bit of a quip before we came into this one. Saying,
he normally does.
Yeah, well, that's fair. But I think this one actually had a bit of weight to it. The fact that players like Existence are available and this team is lacking tactical depth right now. It's been questioned as to whether Shoxy has the tactical understanding of the game to actually really make a world-class team. They've never had really crazy like fakes or kind of adjustments or really detailed execution. Maybe a player like Existence coming in could be the key to it all. Who knows? But this is not looking anything to write home about at this point from G2. Run boost towards middle, the catapult approach. MBK will be flung around the corner. Only got the Glock. He won't be trying to get the kill. We're trying to set up Apex. I'd assume he'll be behind them. That wasn't even a run boost. But maybe to try and bait out a shot towards window. They have lost the first frag regardless. Apex is all in. AK armor. See players like Simple going for that. And here we go. Nice little duck and weave towards the connector. Bait and switch.
Sticko's got MBK. Catch. Oh, he just barely gets away. Sticko got a Kenny behind him, though, when he pulled the gun back out. Shocks with the Deagle. Gets a return. This time I can't imagine the round is going to transform into a win for them.
Maybe.
Some sort of black magic, maybe. Shocks. Okay. 2 1-Deags in a round is the magic number. They're, I think, 2 for 1 when he's done it. They didn't win the first one on Inferno, and they may not win this one, to be fair, because Oscar's got NBK, and he's very concise about hitting the shot against Shocks. He didn't go quickly, but he made sure that he had it.
Guaranteed it's 100% going to hit. 7-2. Have a pause for G2.
Yep. Yep, use those up, boys.
And so I think Rob's having a bit of a rough time. 5 and 7, yeah. He's getting a little bit of hard work towards the A side. Understandably so, with Shocks hitting those sort of Deagle plays. But they'll take a pause now and work out what the next round's going to be.
I don't think that he'll be too stressed. Even at 5 and 7, he's only 1 kill behind Kenny, who's the top for G2.
That's true.
Says enough in itself.
Well, we have converted the arena today. There's actually a crowd in there.
There is.
Do that overnight. Quite impressive.
I walked by them this morning on the way in.
Me too.
They're usually rather loud. They'll certainly be loud for tonight's game. Remember, NaVi, this is their building in many ways.
Yeah, you've got pictures like Edward and everything, and Zeus all over the walls in promotional stuff. So yeah, definitely.
And they adore Simple.
That's true. Yeah, a lot of history in this building for them. Kenny S looking for the players across to connector. Spots one. Difficult shot to hit, especially with flames down. It'll be Sunny that avoids death there, and Oscar looking to open things up. Shoxy narrowly missing out on. Okay, didn't even avoid it. Through the smoke again. Oscar seems to hit that shot more often than not, and they'll just go in. Again, tactics, nothing too amazing here. There's no smoke towards jungle.
Hits MBK through the wall.
Now, where's the challenge here? Finally, it gets in there. There's a sloppy smoke. Had to really expose himself to get it down. And now they've got no utility at all. Man disadvantaged Apex. Someone like him's going to have to go absolutely wild here. As they'll attempt to get the bomb down here with no smokes down whatsoever.
Chris backs off.
Wow,
so fine too. Apex does at least get Sticko, but you're right. The difference has been set. It's set down to just Apex, as Kenny will go away as well. I say go away because that's what Oscar wishes, and Oscar's getting everything he wants right now. Sunny will take out Apex 8-2.
Really excited by this G2 right now. Looking very flat indeed. Tactics, very average. Not having the bankroll to work with to get a really solid buy under their belt. And this should be another eco here, or at least a partial buy. We'll see what happens here. Round number 11. If you are just joining us, as you can see at the top of your screen, Mousesports in this quarterfinal already ran over G2 in the first map, which was Inferno, 16-7. That was G2's pick, and now Mousesports with the advantage in terms of the veto. They might just have the upper hand here. 8-2 and 3 sets of armor, 2 HEs, but they've already ate one at the top of mid.
Yes, they certainly have. Kenny, the worst of which, down to 16. Out they go. Oscar ready. Hits 2. Interestingly, that metal pole took most of the damage on the second, but Sunny was down below watching the underpass. He just had to swing out simply with the information to take down kills. Manages to do so easily, just like Rops. He's now gotten back into the fold. You mentioned that he was having a tougher time. He's up to 9 kills now. It's too easy, I'm afraid. Pistol was the most closely, I should say, contested round. Obviously, there's 2 that have won from G2, but circumstantial. Pistol could have changed everything. They needed it because their T side's showing absolutely nothing so far.
CS money, not just skins, but future. Message from our sponsors there.
Well, perhaps G2 can have a better future. Not only on that website, but in this game, because right now it's not going well, but they've got the opening pick, NBK. Again with the Krieg. He's going to hold from Palace. Seems the most logical position to use that gun, but we haven't only seen the one round when he did, and they didn't win that, although it did do damage to the economy. Rop's good find on Shox.
That's Shox by himself, though. You can see what I mean. There's no cohesion right now. It seems like everyone's playing for themselves. No players being able to try to the frags. No synergy from the Apartments player saying he was smoked out, but MBK, good work. Does find Rops there. 4 versus 3 now. The bomb's still down at T-spawn, and you're right. Out of all the positions, you have to say the Krieg best suited for long-range duels just like this.
Chris de Jong sits and waits to see if anyone will walk out from connector. The only Netherlands player in the pro circuit, at least.
Yeah, there's a few other.
Mike
like
S was.
Mike S.
Yeah,
yes,
that's right. He had
like
tenure
Cash
in there.
King as well. Like, and there's one other.
Only consistent.
Crucial.
Right, crucial. That's right. But only the only consistent pro level player has been Chris J. Sticko, good hold. Out of the ammo, has to go to the pistol against Kenny's AWP, and he just runs him down. That'll be frustrating for Kenny to miss 2 shots and have to sit there and just take the damage over and over and over until he dies. 10-2, double digits in 12 rounds. That's all it took Mousesports to get there on their CT side. Says a lot, I think, about this game. This is their map choice. They're very good on it, but Inferno, they were no better, G2, than they are here now.
It's not looking too promising, I'll give you that. We're number 13. Haven't really had to get hyped up a game over the last 2. It's been quite easy for Mousesports. The only excitement we've really had is, well, Shoxy's 1 Deeks.
Smoke.
That's about as much hype as G2 really brought to the table here. Shoxy somehow still alive here, stuck behind. There's not even a name for that position, I don't think. There's a little ticket move top and middle. Don't often see players there. Sticker will get 1, but presumably that's all he gets. I say that, though. He goes to the 3-man spray down. Successful in his ambitions there. The bomb will be planted, though, by Apex. 3 versus 1. We need him to step up here. One of the key players for G2. If he has a stunning game, his teammates can replicate that form, but needs the ace now to win this one out. 3 players to find. Bomb down in the default spot. Oscar coming in from the Apartments. And they're going to stick together. This is how you approach these situations, and they don't quite spot him there. They'll take down 1, but good trades. That's what you want on the CT side. And unfortunately, no magic from Apex this particular round.
Certainly right, you don't see players there, but usually it's not because they're desperate and have to hide when they miss a smoke against 2 ops staring down middle. G2 do well to get the bomb plant when you consider that. But 11 rounds still for Mousesports. Money, there's plenty. It's now 7 rounds in a row. So, max loss bonus doesn't go beyond 5 rounds, but it certainly doesn't go away until you win one, and G2 has failed to do so. Oscar again toward middle. I don't see a smoke out yet. The fact that they've actually not even thrown one at this point in time and they're not showing face in middle suggests they might be on A for the first time ever. This should be an easy read for Mousesports. Nothing toward B. Chris can't rotate early, but Oscar has to consider this, and he's going to rotate early over toward CT spawn. So not a smoke at all to contain Oscar. Not one that was missed this time, just straight up clean, but they have brawled through. Rops gets taken down. Oscar's already in position, smoked off.
How's he got to kill before the smoke's been deployed? Like, it's not good enough, is it? Like, they haven't got the execution really down, but still this is looking quite promising. It's a 3-on-3 against 2 AWPs coming in.
Watch Sticko to try and get the information, because if he spots them even going toward A main, he doesn't need to hit those shots. He's got he knows exactly where they're going to be.
They've got 1 Molotov to hold us off, and Apex looking towards the A ramp right now. Flashbang will come in from Sticko and try and set his teammates up. Kenny S towards Tetris, and could this be the position that saves them? Chris ticking away.
Chris is being a bit clever. I don't think he wants to be the one to leave connector because he's expecting the full rotation flank to come in. He already looked twice toward the top and middle, but now they know Apex is on A main. Shots out. Molotov on the bomb as well. I think it went a little bit deep. I think it's, oh, it didn't. It's on top of it perfectly, and Apex will get the kills required. 2 for him in the round. 2 will do. Bomb detonates, and a 3rd round finally for G2. However, all 5 went down. Thankfully, it's round 15, so they'll be able to buy into it, but only just.
Yeah, you only get $3,500. So we'll see what they get on top of that. Obviously, the extra $300 for any kills you got as well. So it'll be an AK armor, maybe Galil here or there. So yeah, 2 Galils for body and MBK. No Krieg this time, I'm afraid, Nathan. He's on 4 kills, 11 deaths. And those 3 of those kills were redundant 5-on-1 frags, right?
We had 3 in 1 round with the Krieg. When they still lost, he was left in 1v3.
So
1v4,
frags that meant nothing, essentially, right, in the context of that round.
Well, you did mention that it mattered to break down the economy,
yeah, sure.
but that didn't even get a reset. So ultimately, you're right. In the long run, it's been absolutely nothing at all from MBK. He does get one against Sunny. Better off with the Galil, perhaps, than even the Krieg. As Stiko walks back in, he's left in a 1 versus 3. Finally, G2 get 2 rounds in a row. Is 11-4 manageable, Henry?
Definitely. Win the pistol, and there's no reason why G2 can't get back into this one. It's not ideal, I'll give you that. It's far from it. But finding the last 2 rounds there, after picking up the pace, I think that's where G2 do their best work. Just sticking on one single objective, screw the default, just get into the 5-man unit. You've got 5 amazing fraggers on this squad. Why don't we just get in there and just try and trade out kills instead of taking solo duels all the time? Slowly, going by yourself, holding angles, everyone's dropping, and not really finding multi-frags. Any kills are traded instantly. You've got Kriegs running on the map, not doing anything. It's just difficult to watch this G2. I think they've got such a massive support network behind them as well. Like, they've got a separate analyst, a coach, obviously G2, huge organization. They've got so much to work with, and you feel like the tactics would be something they wouldn't struggle with.
MBK. Spots already that they're trying to work in toward the B apartment. They backed it off. In fact, they're going underneath, so they'll show up to aid Stiko in taking over the catwalk position. Apex is going to have heard them below. Good shot, therefore, from Kenny S, because now they can work together to shut down Connector. Kenny S shuts down the boost as well. Great pistol start for the AWP player, who's become quite good, I have to say, on the pistols for G2. I think it's something a lot of people don't give enough credit to, is he's probably the best pistol player on this team with the USP. And Apex will close it out. There you go, Hank. They win the pistol, so now we get a chance to get up to 11-7.
Yeah, we should see this get a lot deeper now. Good work by G2 there, especially Kenny S with that silenced USP. Should be the force buy from Mousesports coming in on the T side here. They'll go for 5 Deagles and 5 sets of Kevlar. Just Stiko brings out the helmet as well. He's got 15 frags. I think he's top fragging for his team. It's quite rare to say that, so well played to him. And he died 8 times as well after 16 rounds.
Flash to middle from Kenny to allow Apex to peek from the window. Sunny on the Deagle. That's outside of A main, and Shock's just in front of him.
Sunny has done some disgusting things with that Desert Eagle in this particular
I don't want to
event.
know. Does he wash it when he's done?
No.
Ugh.
Keeps the blood on there.
Oh, blood, okay. Kenny with 2, Shocks and Apex with 1 each. As long as he doesn't keep it in the top drawer.
Clean sweep there. Not really as exciting as I'd hope, as G2 slowly but surely get their way back in this map. If Mousesports won the pistol, that'd be pretty much it. You'd feel like that game is over. But now I'm starting to believe this could be possible. Maybe 3 maps could be on the cards here.
(11-6). 11-7. 4 rounds between them. Certainly a possibility. Good nade. Almost good night. As it lands on all of it, it's going to be a very fast round to the Deagle. To the wall. Whoa, these oh, sorry, I won't keep going on that one.
That's okay. Maybe later.
Sure, yeah. We can put that on later in the hotel. With a Colt 45 and 2 zigzags. Baby, exactly. That's all I need.
5 AKs, no AWP, but just a no for Oscar or Chris J. As G2 will take a bit of a bonus round here. Got the MP9s, the Famises. A bit of a scary prospect considering the scoreline.
Oscar going first. Going alone.
Yes. This will be a B split. Smoked out though. MBK didn't take any damage there. Inflicted a lot towards Oscar. Stiko though, good work. They'll only get 1. Not going to be enough to sway the round just yet. This could be though.
Dear. Bad timing. Didn't see the second player the first time he was there. Thought he was welcome to go back for more. He certainly was not. Chris, good trade on MBK at least though. Bomb in. 2B. And Shocks is going to try and sneak in behind them. Sunny's directly above. How far does Shocks get before he needs to run? Body can't commit to this. You've praised him for fundamentals in the past. He should be well aware of the situation. He's got to wait for Shocks. Smoked off in the doorway, and I think that's got a little bit more time on it before he can peek or push through. So window instead to work with Shox with the crossfire. Have to go. One toward bench, one toward the arches, and one directly in front of him in the open, but he was already committed to his left side. Shox is able to trade at least that, but they know where he is. He's still making do. Gets the shot toward Chris J as well. An immediate smoke down, but he doesn't commit to it, and Sunny catches him out.
That deagle comes out in Shoxy's hands once again. You think that might be enough. 3 versus 1. Comes down to just him and Sunny on the server. It's not enough though. The bomb was ticking away. He dropped the smoke on top of it. Certainly made things very uncomfortable indeed. And he keeps Mousesports incredibly modest in terms of their financial stature. G2 though, like we said, a bonus round. And that's how a bonus round should look. The fact you bring it down to a 1 versus 1, you might not win the round, but you have a huge advantage going forward. You've got massive reset potential here. As you can see, MBK and KennyS bring out the double orbs, and Mousesports certainly can't do that. They have 2 Galils here, an MP7, and this is what the power of the bonus round brings to the table here.
So Kenny to watch out toward middle and Apex. Working back up from the underpass. He's working back up successfully. Great start to the round. Kenny's going to trade off Oscar as well. So G2 looking to take back control, having lost the first gun round, meaning they can also reset Mousesports immediately, which gives them a great opportunity to close this game. And what so far has been a best of 3. First map was gone very quickly. This one starts to get some legs to it. Drops out toward middle. No one inside of the window to find on the other end. I believe there's an AK down behind him, but he's stuck to the Galil. I may have seen that wrong. It might have been another Galil. There's an AK certainly in front of him, so he'll take that instead.
Unlikely Rob saw Chris J do much for this, but I'll give it the best shot, knowing the money's going to be completely gone for them in the next round. It's Apex that secured victory with his initial 2 frags. KennyS helped him out with the 3rd. Oh, Rob's made some noise there. Not ideal. Shoxy definitely hurt him.
Good find from Robs, though. Shox definitely hurt him, but didn't do anything of it. Shot through, and a nade on top of body. Touchdown as well because he's underneath and he's already taken damage. It's KennyS. Knows that Chris is in the sight, wants to cut him off.
Oh, Chris
has whiffed it, and Kenny's nailed it. A reset, and oh, insult to injury.
He would have won that round. That was an easy kill for Chris. Did everything perfectly. He had like 9 seconds on the clock, goes to the fake defuse, knowing he could get that kill and still plant the bomb. An easy kill. That has to be said. Chris J had to nail that one, and if he gets that kill, gets the bomb down, MBK was in the connector with an orb, he likely wins. And that's a huge round for G2 to pick up there. A little bit closer than it had to be, but KennyS delivers the close range AWP. That's where he does his best work. And it's worth mentioning as well, Mousesports definitely a team that give up huge leads. If we're back to the major qualifier itself against QB Fire, they were up 13-2 on train, and the game slipped away 16-14. So definitely capable of giving this one up.
Rops on the big screen as we glide by. Beautiful stage. It's a big crowd. It's accommodating, it's friendly, it's personal. Sometimes more intimidating to play in small rooms with crowds like that that are directly in front of you and you can see them all instead of just a sea of faces that are expressionless from a distance or anonymous from afar. As Sunny will go aggressive over toward B. It's NBK that's inside of the site. Molotov, or rather incendiary as it is CT side, will push them off. They can't get aggressive. Back to pistols for Mousesports. 12-9, a likely scoreline and a great turnaround from G2.
Full eco. Just the Glocks, none of the nades. No protection with the Kevlar. Shoxy knows it, hunting for some kills here. At least getting information as he finds nothing at the top of middle. So he probably goes down here. Not quite. Shoxy probably hears him. You can see him communicating there in the player cam. He's called it. It's definitely going to be an A-side attack. He's heard the footsteps. And you can see the team coordinating the top left and the radar there. It's focusing on the A-side. If the bomb gets down here, I'll be extremely surprised.
Well, they're going to walk in. Easy shot NBK and straight slaughter
Yeah, straight in the lion's mouth there.
Running off the cliff like Gadarene swine walking into the site. It's now 12-9, the scoreline we talked about. Double up again for G2. And, ooh,
Another eco.
the long route for Mousesports.
This time they can do a little bit more of it. It's not going to be just Glocks, no armor. I'll have the CZs, the Deagles. Bit of utility here. Always going to be dangerous, these sort of rounds. A chance of getting a plant in. Maybe a couple of 1-digs from the likes of Sticker or Sunny. Sunny actually only got the CZ this time. Body flashed and still managing to find kills.
Certainly is. Stigo's got one back, though, on the Deagle. He swings in as well, and Apex was preoccupied. Headshot easily in the advantage to Mousesports. Gun picked up. Oscar's going to be the one to hold on to the the M4.
This could actually work out.
Counterpart to the AK, I suppose. This could work out. Shoulder peek toward NBK. Can't do anything to the shot to Rops. Rops knows not to re-peek that either, but low on HP and blown to the sky by NBK.
2 rifles now. They have to probably challenge a little bit for the frags here. They'll get completely zoned out by the utility of the CTs. Nice shot from Sticko once again. Finds his third with the Deagle. Shoxy, low HP. Could this be enough? The eco from Mousesports. It doesn't look like it will, though. Oh, my goodness. Comes down to the 1 versus 1 now. Kenny S on the AWP. Has to get on top of that bomb. He has got the smoke. He won't be able to go for the full defuse here. Baits it out.
Oh, what a way to play that.
Sunny knows. He reads him like a book, and it's going to be the eco victory for Mousesports there.
You give Kenny an entire body to shoot at by swinging wide, and you are a dead man when he has the AWP. Great read. Saw just enough of Kenny when he fell off the high box and knew that he had to change his angle immediately. Gets headshot position, nails it, and 13 rounds for Mousesports off the back of an eco. That brings them into a beautiful position to not only break G2, but to wrap up the game potentially.
Wow. This round pretty much decides it. G2 can hold on here. They'll be fine, but Kenny has another miss from him, but makes up for it with that one, or does he? He legs up Sunny, but he'll come out on top.
He's getting frustrated, Kenny.
Yeah,
you can see it more and more in the player camera each and every time a situation like that occurs. He couldn't decide which target. You could see him almost hesitate between the two. Threw off his reaction time. Missed, went out, legged him, and he knew he legged him, and then died for it, which is about as frustrating as it will get.
Okay, then. Look at the utility on the CT side, Matt. They've got nothing now. 1 minute 12, and Body knows he has to hunt for a bit of intel here. Sloppy duel from Chris J there. Actually gets the advantage. And then some as Body goes to the repeat. Didn't do any damage to him. A little bit disappointing. Shoxy, though, I feel like he's going to do very well here. But the flashbangs aren't great, but his teammates set him up, protect him in the corner. And G2 will come back swinging here. I still feel like they can win this map. As Sunny will have nothing to do with this round. Gets one. That could be the oh, he is the AWP. Okay. Well, I can just fall back and save that with 1 HP.
Good recovery from G2. So I mentioned that they could be broken. The same can be said again for Mousesports. Opt saved is important.
They save the AWP, they can maybe buy.
That's what I was going to say. Oscar's got enough he could drop. He'll take the AWP. He'll throw an AK away.
I think still a partial buy with this. With the fact they had the AWP as well, maybe they'll just go for it. I'm not sure.
It puts them at 13-10. Partial buy, 13.
Knowing the season is so low, like it's such a risk right now.
It's a risk, but it's, yeah, you're right. I understand it because you want to break them down in return, but if they're almost going to be toward 13-12 if it goes wrong.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I think take a pause here. They'll certainly take one, surely. Come on. There we go.
Henry G. Coach.
And you work out what kind of play you go for. As you can see, Oscar, $6,200. He can be dropped the AWP, which he does, and he can drop 3 Galils if he wanted to. Not going to be doing that. Maybe I'll just go for a partial around the AWP. So give Oscar the AWP. He's got armor. He purchases a flashbang. And also get Deagles along with it. I think that's the correct play. It's probably the best he could have got out of it. They still have money for Oscar to buy an AWP in future. This is still a viable round for them. Oscar kicks off, finds an opening pick towards B, perhaps. That's where he usually works. And the default, he'll be in those B apartments. If he can get an opening, they can snowball out of it. I think this is the best solution from all the options they had. Double AWP setup still rings true for G2. It's common knowledge now, but MBK took over as secondary AWPer from Shox.
Yeah, I think that's very common knowledge. We'll see he gets anything done.
Yeah, Oscar
keeps him off the creek. Or I suppose the AUG in this case.
Yes.
We'll make you a deal. Don't buy that weapon, we'll give you this one.
Okay. I'll accept.
It's powerful. And it's big.
Speaking of which, that's a big frag. Kenny S goes down. And that's going to force some sort of rotation here. But Shoxy does a great play here. Robson see this coming for sure. And there's no one with him to trade it out. They've got to be more aware. They leave the entire map open. These possibilities could come to light. But Apex now trying to take advantage. And Shoxy's going to have fun with these guys now.
It certainly is. Farm some cash. Sunny, the last alive, wants to do everything he can with the deal to take guns away. Make everything costly because they have to settle for the long game. They have to play the long game at this point in time. 2 rounds between them. G2 CT side, certainly better than its T side. Now, keep in mind, we razzed on them quite a bit for having a lackluster half. It certainly was. This is not to excuse that. But they got 4 rounds this time without getting the pistol. That's actually more in some ways than they got on Inferno, even though Inferno was 9-6. That came with 3 rounds given the pistol. So take your pick at which is better and which is worse. Back underway and back with guns. AK's on 3. Stika without. He's got to go with a Galil, but an AWP on Oscar importantly. Importantly indeed, because now Shox has to get aggressive with an MP9 blind entirely. Everyone is. They're all blind. Who's going to find vision first? Apparently it's Chris J. Just in time. And time enough as well that he gets Shox before even damage is laid upon him. So he sits with 100 HP. That changes by way of a grenade, but so far so good as they work in the site.
Well, the bomb will be planted. Body could deny it, but he won't have time. It does go down, but Apex with the shot back. Sticko trading out. Same story for Sunny. 4 versus 2 now. This kill might just do it, but Sticko can't hold on. Defuse gets available, of course, and now Kenny S with the AWP trying to shut the round down, but Body just won't give up. Flashbang from Sunny, trying to set his teammate up. Oscar, they're both towards middle right now. They have got vision of the bomb. Kenny not on it just yet, and Oscar hits a very important shot.
Shot indeed, 14-11. G2 is certainly feeling the pressure now. 2 rounds, yep. This is 6150, 6200 for Apex and Shox, 4050 for Body. That's within range of forcing, but the other 2 are, especially NBK. Especially NBK, he's limited severely.
Well, another pause. This time from Mouse. I'm surprised G2 didn't call this one. They will buy indeed, G2. Can't really afford to take an eco at this point. 1 away from series point. They'll go for the AWP. And M4. 2 AWPs now. It's actually pretty decent, all things considered. It's Kenny with no armor. MBK just takes a 5-7. So a few compromises, sure, but definitely still possible. Shoxy takes up the secondary AWP this round. Maybe he feels like he can exploit an opening. Apex have acquired 25 frags there, slipped under the radar.
Does, doesn't it? It is a quiet 25, but he's way ahead of everyone else. Kenny's on 19. It's not terrible, considering we've seen a few whiffs and awkward situations. Speaking of awkward situation, oh, wow, what a setup.
He said he was getting frustrated. You could see it there. Nade to the face, running through the flames. Good night.
Sunny with both of those, by the way. Hit Molotov and his nade.
That's cool.
Kenny just gets shut down. They wouldn't even expect him to be coming out from middle, but it works. They'll take it. Mac 10. Early lead. AWP. In the hands of Shox.
He's going to wait for that smoke to get to the point where he's got like 1 second left on it, then they'll go through it. There it is. Smoke goes down. They're not checking his common angle, and it does actually cost him quite a lot, but Oscar's still fighting back here. Up to Shoxy now. Like we said, that secondary AWP holds towards CT spawn. It's only his teammate MBK who has anything to do about this one, but Robs! How has he hit that? It seemed like Shoxy had him lined up, hook, line, and sinker. MBK recovers an AWP, but he's making a lot of noise here. Remember, he's got no kit to work with.
He's not going to
only an HE, and the nade's coming in. That's going to give his position up, and Oscar nails him. And there we have it. It will be 15-11, and money surely completely gone now $2,000 per player. G2 on the ropes.
I thought surely Oscar was going to wait below the stairs and let him commit, let him walk right over top of him because he wouldn't check directly under him. Walked out and found it, like you say, as soon as the nade was thrown, they knew he was there. They knew anyway because Oscar was right there as he was making a ton of noise on the stairwell. 15-11. Series point Mousesports in 2 maps over G2, who, much like the Major, look phenomenal in the group stages, and then something goes wrong and the defibrillator's nowhere in sight.
How do they look so different in group stages? Is it a pressure thing? Are they crumbling under the fact that they know this has happened so many times? They just look so off today. It's not the team we're used to seeing, absolutely not. And they'll have 1 UMP, the only significant weapon in round number 27.
Yeah, this is brutal.
2 Deagles,
Shox
257. Stressed?
Stressed. In disbelief.
They're not out of it just yet, though, believe it or not. Like, if they can just win this round, obviously this is a tall order. Win this one, though, that's a reset for Mousesports. And it's going for B Russia, I think. I don't mind it. Why not?
They haven't thrown one in yet. And now that they do, because they haven't in so long, there's nobody there. MBK forced out. They heard him get tagged by the Molotov. They knew he was running down underneath of the window, so straightforward. Rops gets aggressive. He's got the MAC-10. He'll try and push in 2 checkers. But the flank from Apex shut down by Oscar quick as ever, and he's going to look for the second one as well. Close on the AWP. If Kenny goes aggressive, he might catch him off because he's scoped in, and that's exactly what happened. 5-7 and an AK for Kenny, not the AWP. He goes to the rifle instead because he has to be quick and swift with this retake. Shox has a deagle and a kit, but he dies well removed from the location of the bomb, and Mousesports 16-11 will take out G2.